for joining us on the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Tasia Floissac. Coming up, Dominica to use translucent ballot boxes at next polls, 2 nationals to represent Dominica at Youth Olympic Games qualification in Puerto Rico, and Dominican soul singer Hector Francis joins Dominica's Jazz and Creole 2014 lineup. Stay tuned for these and other stories after this.
The black Sikatuka fungus can survive on banana and plantain leaves even after they have been cut from the tree. Farmers and hucksters are encouraged to use alternate cushioning material when moving produce from farm to the market. Do not use banana and plantain leaves as cushioning. It is against the law to move banana and plantain trash from the field. Obey the law and stop the spread of black Sikatuka today.
Thanks for staying with us. Dominica will use translucent ballot boxes in the next general elections, constitutionally due in 2015, to ensure free and fair polls. Chief Elections Officer Stephen LaRocque confirmed to GIS this week that the government of Dominica has purchased 300 ballot boxes, which will replace the wooden boxes previously used. LaRocque says this move is in keeping with international best practices.
What we have now is made from wood and is accessible to termites and wear and tear. And throughout the years, we have to be replacing them. And one of the features about the ballot box that we have is the lock that we have is a special lock. So it's been costly to be replacing those boxes on a regular basis. So the translucent boxes are more durable material. And we have purchased them. They are in Dominica. And the commissioner decided when we have cleared them off the pot, we're going to have a presentation to the stakeholders, including the media, as to what is it that we would like to introduce into Dominica.
LaRocque said the use of the translucent ballot boxes at the next general elections is a deliberate move by Electoral Commission to improve the methods of conducting elections in Dominica. He said translucent ballot boxes increase the trust of voters, candidates, observers, and the media in the proper conduct of the election at polling station level and beyond. He added that due to the durability of the new translucent ballot boxes, the government of Dominica will realize significant savings.
This thing is plastic. The only way it can be destroyed is through fire or this kind of things, but generally there will not be any termites to interfere with them. There will not be any structural damage to them because the wooden boxes, sometimes their handles give up or their tops come out from the hinges. So it will be a savings for the government in the long run.
The election official said the translucent ballot boxes will be used in approximately 250 polling stations across the country. LaRocque explained that the ballot box and the opening in the lid can easily be sealed with 7 uniquely serialized security seals, either to facilitate a safe pause in polling or the transportation of ballot papers or other sensitive materials. The translucent ballot boxes come in 3 sizes: 45-liter, 60-liter, and 80-liter. LaRocque says plans are to meet with the political parties to discuss with them the new concept of the ballot boxes. A consultative approach involving all stakeholders is the approach being used by the government of Dominica as it proceeds to formulate a national land use policy for Dominica. Communications strategist working with the Planning Division, Kenneth Green, on this project confirmed this week that so far Canadian consultants have met with key stakeholders in Dominica to address critical subject matters as it relates to the land use policy.
The process in itself mitigates against anything happening without there being oversight or feedback. Before any national land use policy plan gets run through to cabinet and gets passed, first of all, the general stakeholders will get a chance to understand what is happening and get a chance for feedback, and the consultants who are employed to draft the national land use policy plan have already met with a cross-section of the stakeholders, and part of my role is to let people see the underbelly before the nice language of legislation goes on top of it. And I think that is the key factor, because I mean, the guy who wants to build his home or who wants to put a farm in, say, a community is not necessarily going to see or want to see that legislation in itself, but he's going to want to understand what is going to be passed and understand how it impacts him.
Green says the participatory and inclusive approach is designed to establish a consensus on which future development can occur and provide maximum individual and national benefits.
Land use policy affects every facet of our lives. We live on the land, we monetize our lives off the land. I mean, most of our lives are secured of land or buildings. And then we also have to mitigate for the things that could happen to the land, meaning disaster, recovery, and also we also have a vested interest in the future of the country in ensuring that things that we do don't negatively impact on future generations. So the importance to the general cross-section of society is huge.
The development of a national land use policy for Dominica is a 12-month project which will cover the management of land and physical resources in Dominica. And in other news, the Honorable Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Peter St. Jean, says the teaching of French at the island schools has far-reaching benefits for Dominica. The minister has applauded the many teachers who continue to teach French, particularly at the primary school level.
The government of Dominica and the Ministry of Education will continue our efforts at creating the kind of environment which encourages the learning and indeed the use of the French language, as we believe that it strengthens our relationships with our French neighbors and the rest of the Francophonie world.
The government of Dominica introduced French at the primary school level in 1993. Since then, the number of schools teaching French at the primary school level has grown from 4 to 55. The Honorable Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. John Colin McIntyre, says the ruling Dominica Labour Party administration continues to take action to improve the lives of nationals. Dr. Colin McIntyre told interns of the National Employment Program that they should think wisely when they go to the polls whenever it is called. The Employment Minister suggested that they should vote for the continuity of programs which have brought positive change to the lives of nationals.
Don't be fooled by these empty promises that you keep getting out there. Don't be fooled by that. I mean, I've lived through the system. I'm a little older right now. Promises come, promises go. People who have come to you, they can't find a job for themselves. You have a job right now, and it's the Dominica Labour Party who has made sure that you have a job. So when you hear these fellas, we're talking about the guys on the other side, and soon from now we'll get to that. This is not politics, this is a real thing. I'm just exposing you to it. Soon from now, when we are called to that time, for that time, I want you to think clearly, use your head. Think of where you are today, and how we have assisted you to be where you are today, and how we're going to continue this program. I don't want you to interrupt your future.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is satisfied thus far with the reviews from employers of the National Employment Program's interns. The Dominica leader says the program was designed to create job opportunities for Dominican youth, and it has proven to be a success thus far.
You have kept your side of the bargain by going to school and doing well. And it is incumbent upon us to assist you in being gainfully employed. And that is my motivation for this program, to ensure that those who have stayed in the classroom, those who have stayed with training under the tour guiding program, that they should not be at home watching television. They should be in some place being productive and making a positive contribution to the country's development. And at this point, I want to thank publicly again all of the companies that have come forward and offered to participate, because without them, it will be difficult to get you to be placed in a place where you are actually doing something. And it is true that they have said to us, many of them have said to us, that you are among some of the best employees that they have seen and they have on staff today. And I want to commend you for that. That's the kind of comments you want to hear from our people.
Dominica's ambassador to Venezuela, His Excellency Dr. Philbert Aaron, says the government of Dominica's pursuit of geothermal energy is one which will transform the island's economy. Speaking at a debate hosted by the Journalism Club of the Dominica State College, Dr. Aaron said several sectors will benefit from the reduction in electricity prices.
The main problem in production in Dominica is the cost of electricity. Main problem. There are hotels in Dominica that pay $100,000 light bill. Ladies and gentlemen, the geothermal project will reduce the cost of electricity, make our enterprises more competitive, lead to higher production. And this is going to be the major transformer of our economy going forward. That's a fact.
75 nurses from the Princess Margaret Hospital and other community health districts will participate in the second phase of a nurse mentorship program to commence on Monday, April 7, 2014. This is in keeping with the Ministry of Health's vision for greater professionalism and excellence in the nursing service. The purpose of the mentorship program, according to a press release from the Ministry of Health, is to improve the professional practice, morale, and public image of the nursing service. The mentorship program will be institutionalized and conducted on an ongoing basis for 6 months and will be facilitated by trained mentors and coaches, including retired senior nurses. Mentors and coaches will assist nurses in strengthening their capacity to deliver improved quality service to the public. The program will be complemented by an in-service education program by a senior nurse. Another act has been confirmed for the 5th edition of Dominica's Jazz and Creole. The Discover Dominica Authority announced this week that the Love Junkie, Dominican-born Atlanta-based artist Hector Francis, will bring his soulful melodies to the stage at Fort Shirley on Sunday, 8, 2014. The Love Junkie, which was released in 2013, is Heston's 4th studio album and has been described as his hottest to date, which quickly soared to #1 on the UK Soul Chart. Heston has mesmerized audiences around the world and invites the jazz and Creole audience to join the growing fan base that loves Heston's music. The Discover Dominica Authority confirmed that Heston is added to a stellar lineup which already includes Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Angelique Kidjo. Dominica's Jazz and Creole 2014 is presented by the Government of Dominica with headline partner Discover Dominica Authority and major telecommunications partner Digicel. And that's it for the English segment of National Focus. McPherson St. Luce brings us the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique travaille et puis AICA pour le développement agricole en Dominique. Parole c'est la sortie du permanent secrétaire ministre agriculture, M. Harold Guest.
AICA c'est une organisation qui est indépendante. Mais il passe à travail indépendant. Il n'est pour travailler avec le programme gouvernement qu'a fait. Pour ça, pour nous pas de problème, pour nous pas aller un chemin gauche avec un chemin droit. Yo travail, yo essayer pour travailler avec complémenter programme gouvernement qu'a fait. Comme ça, nous pas que ça duplication of effort. Comme ça, à l'aise là, nous travailler ensemble, nous pousser devant ensemble. il y a un budget, le gouvernement a un budget, ça est petit, ça nous petit aussi. Là, nous mettons ensemble, nous avons fait un bagage qui primaire. Comme ça, c'est pour ça que nous devons travailler ensemble. Parce que c'est un seul agriculture secteur qui domine. C'est ça nous avons fait développer. Comme ça, nous devons travailler ensemble.
En d'autres nouvelles, ministre de l'Employment, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, qui a fait parole que le gouvernement Labour Party a engagé et puis bagaille pour développer la vie pays là. Dr. McIntyre fait parole cela pendant National Employment Program, te joindre et puis interns, ensemble et puis monde qui a participé, employés, participants en bas programme cela. Ministre McIntyre a assisté interns là pour qu'il bien bon, les gens qui voté selon l'élection générale parce que le gouvernement Labour Party qui travaille en l'intérieur. Honorable McIntyre a assisté interns là pour voter pour un gouvernement qui continue le programme en bénéfice à eux, ça c'est National Employment Program. En même temps aussi, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, bien satisfait par World Moon Employment, qui a continué ces interns là et puis programme là. Premier ministre a dit que le programme là c'était pour créer du travail par jeunesse et puis est bien satisfait, il a marché bien. À la nouvelle division quarantaine qui travaille pour protection population là, et spécialement habitants de maladie pampest, ça c'est une maladie qui a affecté Dawi Coco. Parole ça là sorti au chef département là, M. Ryan Ansem. Ansem aussi ni bon avis pour monde qui a engagé en l'état commerce l'autre pays.
Travail nous même pas seulement pour protéger plan, mais nous ça nous a fait aussi c'est pour protéger bête et monde. Si vous menez un habitat qui affecte les plants et qui affecte les gens aussi, so encore nous avons des gens, travail là, quarantaine qu'a fait, c'est bon important. Et nous aider tout le monde qui a fait voyage dans l'autre pays, et en trade, pour travailler avec nous, pour nous regarder comment nous ça fait Dominique free de ces maladies.
À la nouvelle Electoral Commission qui a poussé devant pour bas officiers qui travaillent et puis organisation, ça au statutory bodies, ça c'est place qu'on va dire DBS, où là ça signé pour taper carte identité. Registration pour ces cartes ça a commencé en octobre l'année passée et puis plus que 2700 officiers déjà signés pour eux. Quand même si le chef officier élection Stephen Larocque, c'est officier ça là que tout ce doit recevoir carte identité à eux. Plaisir officier qui a signé pour ces cartes là en département registré en Ozo. Département là qui a aussi établi l'occasion en l'office 9 à Ozo. Monsieur Larocque a fait parole que le département là quand avisé public là pour présenter l'identification à eux pendant le processus de registration pour ces cartes d'identité là. Le gouvernement Dominique prend décision pour échouer ces cartes là qui a aussi servi pour l'élection générale. La ROC fait parole qu'il y a une décision pour registrer les gens qui ont l'âge pour voter et puis après ça, les gens à l'âge 5 pour 17 l'année. C'est 4 là qui dit oui pour 10 l'année. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nous nouvelle créole pour présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Et un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Jarna Hector brings us a recap of the week's headline stories. Welcome to this week's edition of Flashback. In the headlines this week, 3 months after the formal launch of the National Employment Program, government officials, interns, and employers met to review the progress of the program. It was revealed that this was just the first in a series of quarterly reviews planned by the ministry. Also this week, 36 nationals were awarded certificates of success at the completion of a sound engineering workshop. The workshop was born out of the realization that the lack of skilled personnel in the field of sound engineering is the leading factor impeding commercial success in the industry. Prime Minister of Dominica Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt headed a high-level delegation on a visit to Martinique to meet with Martinique's Regional Council President Sergi Lechimi. The meeting was to focus on cooperation in the field of energy, among other sectors. That visit occurred in the context of the regional program on sustainable development and energy transition.
Farmers of the Kadinago territory met in a special forum this week to discuss the way forward to enhance agricultural development in that part of the country. The Division of Agriculture, through recent interventions, has been on a drive to increase agricultural productivity across the country. The forum allowed for open dialogue by farmers with extension staff from the Division of Agriculture. And the plans to develop a national land use policy and to implement a national physical development plan project for Dominica are now in motion. The government of Dominica has engaged consultants from Dillon Consulting Firm out of Canada to assist in the formulation of a land use policy. The project is being spearheaded by the Physical Planning Division. And those were the headline stories making the news this week. It's back to you, Tasia.
Many people make a point of brushing their teeth twice a day, but will that get you the full optimal cleaning? Find out next.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
If you're like a lot of people, your first response to your dentist flossing recommendation may be, I brush my teeth, so I'm fine. While brushing your teeth twice a day will go a long way toward maintaining oral health, you're not getting the optimal cleaning if you don't floss. A toothbrush works by physically removing plaque from your teeth, but brushing has one big drawback. A toothbrush bristles can't adequately clean between the teeth or under the gums. That's where floss comes in. It's a tool specifically made to remove plaque from the tight spaces between the teeth and under the gums. With less plaque caught between your teeth, the fluoride in the toothpaste can get to more parts of your mouth. Not only does this benefit your teeth, that's one less trip to the dentist and more money in your pocket. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here at GIS, thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus. Have a wonderful weekend.